Yeah, thanks for the invitation. I'm Professor Wei Han Yu from Institute of Microelectronics and also as a State Key Laboratory of Analog and Mixed Signal VLSI. Let me introduce a little bit of myself first. I'm graduated from the University of Macau, starting from bachelor to PhD degree. And after the PhD, I went to Stanford University for 2 years, where I gained a lot of new experience about machine learning circuits. And after that, I come back to Macau as an assistant professor, and now I'm leading a team of around 10 students. And I think my experience fits perfectly with our motto, which is locally from the word quality towards national quantity. First of all, I'm from local, and after that, I went to Stanford to gain some word vision, and that's how we gain the word quality, also in the ICC. And after that, I come back here, and we have a lot of students from mainland. That's how we gain the national quantity. So in our researches, we mostly focus on analog ICs. So you may heard a lot about digital circuits, digital systems like digital TV, digital computer, but for the environment around us, it's actually analog. So for example, if you want to connect your Internet of Things devices and also your mobile to our internet through wireless, maybe through Wi-Fi, through Bluetooth, you need an interface between them because you need to transmit through an antenna, and that antenna takes in analog voltages. So you need the analog front end to generate that analog signal in order for the antenna to transmit it in the air. And when at the receiver side, you're gonna receive it and demodulate that from the analog domain. So in that, you all need the analog interface. And also in like AI and the metaverse, you have this like a gesture sensing of your hand. So that in that we have some tiny micro radars, and that also takes in analog signals. So you need to again, you need the analog front end to process that in order to distinguish which gesture you're doing. And also in AI processing, we also noticed that in the worldwide, that analog processing has a lot higher efficiency compared to digital processing. So there's also like a big field in analog IC. Also in biomedics, for example, you want to test a virus. So you have these sensors that to read out the samples if it has the right virus or not. And that also gives you an analog signal. You need to process it. Also, you need analog to drive that sensor. Okay, and even in like high-end digital circuits, like Intel most advanced processors, they also need a lot of analog ideas and knowledges in order to implement the most high-end digital circuits. So overall, analog is the key to advanced microelectronic and chip engineering. Okay, so in our academic team, we have Honorable Professor Hui Madinch as our Director of IME. We have Professor Pui Mak as our Deputy Director, Research of IME, and we also have Professor Sai Wing Xin as the Deputy Director, Academy of IME. And we also have world-renowned scholar, Professor Franco Malabotti, as the Chair of our SKL Academic Committee. Okay, so in our research line, we divide into two groups. One is wireless and multidisciplinary research group, WMRG, and also data and power conversion research group, DPRG. So here's the list of our administratives. And now we have a academic staff of 20, and among us, 8 of us are local staff, including me. So we have 9 administrative staff. We have 38 research staffs, and we have a postgraduate student of 235, including both PhD and masters. And now we have a team size around 300. As you might also know that microelectronics recently have gaining a lot of tractions, and China imported more chips than oils in the last few years. So it becomes a first level discipline in China. And in responding to that, we have offered 2 new master programs in microelectronics. One is a Master of Science in Microelectronics. The goal of that is to train talents and advanced engineers for the industry side. And the other one is the Master of Philosophy in Microelectronics, where we train researchers, which is more academic related. We publish papers. And we are also the only one state key laboratory in microelectronics in South China. We publish a lot of a high number of papers in a world-renowned flagship conference ICC, which I'll introduce in the next few slides. Okay, so in the programs, we provide a lot of different courses related to the microelectronic field. We have analog IC design, we have digital IC design, wireless and wireline communication. We have data converters to convert digital and analog signal, and we also have power management like wireless charging and also battery management. And we also have biomedical courses and also machine learning related, and even sensor and IoT interfaces. Right, so here's a photo of the ICC, which started in 1953 and as a IEEE International Solid State Circuit Conference, which is a flagship conference of the IEEE Solid State Circuits, which not only is like a top level academic conference, but it also have a lot of traction in the industrial side. So among these people, they are not only like top professors from top university, but also top engineers from the companies. As you will see, there's a lot of good companies like Intel's, Qualcomm, HiSilicon. They all publish there, and also they are deeply involved in the whole paper review process in order to guarantee the quality of the paper they publish there. So it's very closely related to the industrial side rather than just another academic conference. Okay, so in this top conference of ICC, we have published 45 papers there. So compared to Tsinghua University, HKUST, we are almost like double of their numbers. So so we have a very high visibility in the field of microelectronics. Okay, so so you can see that we have some of the samples that we publish in ICC. So you can see that we have so I published this Bluetooth receiver and transceiver there. You can see that we have, other than that, we have a lot of different topics in the field of microelectronics. We have ADCs, we have DC-DC converters, we have transceivers, even wireless power transfers. That's how we maintain a high visibility in the whole field of microelectronics, rather than just one or two single topics. Okay, and you can see that in the benchmarking that we have so in 2019, we're ranked number 2 in the number of publications, together with another University of Michigan. So there, and on top of us, there are Intel and MediaTek. So you can see that, like I mentioned, so the Solid State Conference is not only just academy conference, but also strongly related to industry. We have Intel's publishing a lot of papers there, MediaTek, Samsung. They are all like best companies, chip design companies in the world. And other than the number of publications, we also maintain the quality of our publication there. So even inside the best quality conference, we're also achieving the best quality inside that conference. So you can see that we receive a lot of awards in that conference. We have the Far East Best Paper Awards, which is the very first award received by China. So first in China award of Far East Best Paper. And we also have 7 Predoctoral Achievement Awards. So I got one of them. And we have 2 ICC Silk Road Award, and also have 1 Student Research Preview Award, and we have 14 Student Research Preview papers there. So other than ICC, we also have good publication records in top journal of IEEE Journal of Solid State Circuits, which again is not just an academic journal, but it's also like strongly related to industry. You can see that in the list, Intel also published 49 papers in the journal. So they are also one of the reviewers. So the top engineers in the top companies will also be the reviewer in the journal. So when you submit a paper, they're going to make sure your paper is valuable to the industry instead of just academy researches. So this Journal of Solid State Circuit is also like a most cited paper in a U.S. patent in IEEE. And okay, you can see that we are ranked number 9 in the whole list, and we have 29 papers there. And because of us, you can also see that mainland China now has 119 papers together in JSC, which surpassed Japan and South Korea already. Okay, so other than the top journals in the chip field, we also have we have multidisciplinary journals, and also we have in other directions in microelectronic fields such as circuit systems, microwave theory and techniques, and also biomedical circuit system, even scientific reports. So we have a very high visibility all around the field of microelectronics, but not just the circuit itself, but even the application level. We have lab on chips. We also have a lot of books published in order to expand our maturity and visibility. All right. Because we have that visibility, we also have a lot of international collaborations between all the top institutes in the world. So one of them, I visited there in Stanford University, and also one of my colleagues visited Harvard University. So in the United States, and we also have good collaborations between the top institute in Europe, like IMEC, UCD, Technical Lisboa, and also in Southeast Asia, we have National University of Singapore, we have University of Malaya, and in mainland China, we also have 中科院, like Tsinghua University, Fudan University, and Sun Yat-sen University, and Dongnan Daxue. So we have a lot of collaborations between the top institute all around the world. And in the Greater Bay Area, we also have good collaborations between the companies. So we have a collaboration between Acrostar, Innosilicon, and Yaka, and also Daanjin and Macau Water. So a lot of these companies that have a close collaboration with. Okay, so we have introduced the Industrial Alliance, which we have 8 alliances right now, but we are still expanding. So we are receiving, by introducing that, we are receiving a lot of guidance between academic frontiers and the key research issues with our partners, so that to make sure our researches is tackling the key issues in the industry side. And we also, because of that, we also organize a lot of forums in order to exchange ideas between each other. And other than that, we also have interviews with our students, internships, to make sure our student quality is good for them, and also so that we have more connections, and also for a student to graduate, they have a good landing for their future career. Okay, so you can see that our students have a lot of good placements in the IC industry. So a few of our PhD graduates, they even founded a company, DigiFluidics, from Macau, from University of Macau. So they achieved great success, and they are now CFOs of DigiFluidics and CFO of Rexons. And we also have a lot of engineers in IC companies, for example, top companies like HiSilicon's, MediaTek, even Qualcomm. So they are there as engineers, senior engineers, staff engineers. So and other than the industrial side, we also have a lot of students. We go to the academy track. They go to like a UESTC as professor. They go to Fudan University as associate professor, Sun Yat-sen University as associate professor. So that's the placement for our students is very good after they graduate from they got a PhD degree from our institute. Okay, so for our master students, they also have good outcomes. They go to Qualcomm, they go to ByteDance, NXP, Cambrian, NVIDIA. So all these top companies around the world, so around Bay Area. So we have that means the quality of the students is very good, and it's well recognized by the globe in the IC industry. Okay, so one of the key of our success is our instruments and environment we provided there. Many thanks to FCCT and also university. So we have like one of the top measurement instrumentations there, which is important for us to get the key results for the publication, but also for our students to gain more experience of the advanced instrumentations, which is very important for their future careers. So other than electronic measurements, we also have wet labs for biological studies, including they measure cells, proteins, and DNAs there. And they have a spin-off DigiFluidics from the wet lab. So it's also a very successful lab there. So for our future plan, we want to uphold the scientific leadership and visibility by keep publishing in ICC and JCC, and also collaboration to internationalize via global collaborations between all the partners we have across the globe, and also our industry partners. And by doing that, we also train top-notch engineers and academics to the companies and also the institutes in mainland China and also across the globe. And we want to expand our collaboration with China IC industry. And finally, we also want to implement some spin-off projects with local awareness. Okay, thank you very much for your attention.